My name is Jackson, aka the Big Unit. Some of you know me as the guitar repair guy. Some of you know me as the lead singer, guitarist, and songwriter for the heavy metal band Shatterbone. Some of you know me as an electrical educator. Some of you know me as the guy with the crazy guitar collection. Some of you know me as a die-hard Raiders fan. For years, I have been playing, collecting, and working on guitars and spending all my free time doing stuff with guitars. But now, I'm building guitars. Okay, so I have my 3 coats of sanding sealer applied at this point. Now I'm just gonna want to take it down ever so slightly before painting. Now for the Oxford paint, which is what I'm using here, it says that I don't have a need for primer with solid finishes unless it's metallics. So I bought the kit from them, and it came with a can of sanding sealer, a can of the paint, and then several cans of the clear gloss nitrocellulose lacquer. So I don't have a primer to speak of. I grain filled it, then I did the sanding sealer. The sanding sealer's been sitting for a couple days. Now it says I'm supposed to sand to 400 grit next. And it says that you want to sand just until you're sure that there's no pits or anything like that. So it says after you start sanding a little bit, you'll see any pit holes or anything like that where it's not quite even. And you want to go over that until everything looks even.
So you're hardly putting pressure, or you?
I'm barely putting any pressure at all here. Also, I'm going to want to keep up with trying to keep the sandpaper as clean and unclogged as I can, because eventually I'll start to build up crud in the sandpaper that will start dragging back over and causing there are additional scratches in the finish that I don't want.
I know that. Well, just take us downstairs. Cooler in the house.
Yeah.
Why are you putting that on?
I'll wipe the sawdust off. I'll wipe most of it off with this, and then go over it with a tack rag once too.
What is that again?
Naphtha.
Wow, look at that.
Once I wipe it down with this, I can also see a little better what, if anything, that I may have missed. I already know what I missed. I need to do the top of the neck, or the top of the heel yet.
Have to stick it where the truss rod thing is.
Just, I don't have to sand it, no. It's going to be covered by a cover plate. Mrs. Unit is at work right now, but I only have a day off midweek here, and then I'm on the road again, and I won't be back until Saturday. So I gotta make sawdust while I can. So I got the finish mostly done on the body at this point. Taking a look there. Okay, it looks pretty decent. However, I had, and I don't know, I'm gonna see if I can get it here so you can see it. Kind of hard for me to tell because it's just an LCD screen, but I've got a bit of a paint run right in there. And I want to try and clean that up just a tiny bit before I proceed with trying to clear coat this thing, because once I get to the point where I'm going to be clear coating it, there's going to be no possibility of fixing this. And it's not incredibly severe, okay? I mean, there's not a huge mess. I almost don't even need to do anything, but almost means I'm still gonna see it at the end and it's gonna piss me off that I skipped it. So I am going to very carefully try to remove that. Now, I have watched a handful of videos and seen a whole bunch of feedback on what people use to try and fix this. And I'm thinking I'm gonna try and go with a little bit of Super Aslisk 800 grit. And a soft sponge. I don't want to use a hard one because this is not square. Okay, so using a sanding block, I think is going to really mess me up here. So I'm going to put Super Aslisk on a soft sanding pad. .800 grit. So we're going really, really fine, really gentle here. I don't want to be aggressive with this. I just want to try and take that paint drip down so it's even with everything else. And there's really, really not much to it. So I definitely don't want to go aggressive. And a lot of the people I've seen have wet sanded this, but they had much larger spots. I'm not sure if wet sanding is a great idea in this case because it is such a small spot. It's just one tiny ripple here. It's not a wide area. That looks good. Then I think we can start the clear process. First, I got a shaky. Okay, so shaky, shaky. Okay, so for the Oxford paints, they give you 2 spray tips. The white tip gives you a fan spray, okay? And the red tip gives you more of the round conical standard spray paint can spray. For guitar finish applications, the fan tip is really the one you want to go with. It works a lot better. Okay, so the other thing with this is PPE. I don't care if you're a tough guy or not. Protect yourself, especially when it comes to paint and stuff, because it might be fun to float in the clouds for a little while after painting, but that's killing brain cells. So some of us don't have that many to spare, so wear your PPE, all right? All right, so, oh geez, let's not zoom in. There we go. So, respirator, safety glasses, my magical paint spray booth. I'm going to open the garage door a minute to get some extra air in here. Now I have an extractor fan over here. It's just a box fan that I have a furnace filter bungee strapped to it. So it filters, catches the paint particles and pulls it out the back side of the paint booth so it doesn't accumulate as much. All right. So now the application process for this says you're supposed to wait hour to an hour and a half between coats. So I have the first coat on. We're gonna let it sit, and then I'm gonna come back and do it again. Now I have to do, the website says 12 to 15 coats of clear on this thing. Okay, so it's about an hour and a half later, and we're gonna go for the second coat. Okay, so I got 2 coats clear on so far, but before I put any more clear coats on, I want to get the logo on because I want the logo under the clear.
The weather does not sound heavy outside. Oh wow, look at the rain falling.
Yeah.
So
Damn it.
I can go around the B side. There you go. There you go.
Okay, 4 coat. All right, throw over coat 6. Coat 7. That was good.
Okay, so here's the deal. It's cold. Like, it hasn't gotten above 60 in the last week. Now, technically this nitro is supposed to be sprayed from 68 to 78 degrees. So I ran my propane cannon heater in the garage long enough to get the temperature up to 68. And I'm gonna spray it now. Heater off. We don't need any explosions. Heater's off now. I'm gonna spray. I think this is coat 10, so I've still got a ways to go. What I'm gonna probably end up having to do here is heat up the room, spray it, watch the temperature, make sure it doesn't get too cold out here while it cures. Heat up the room again, spray, lather, rinse, repeat. Okay. So this is not going to be easy, but if I don't do this now, I ain't getting this guitar done by the end of the competition. And I mean, I'm not trying to win anything. I don't think I'm going to win GGBO, but I also don't want to fail to meet the deadline. So all right, so we're going for coat 12. Oxford on their website says that you're supposed to go 12 to 15 coats of clear. If I can maintain temperature on Sunday, like if I can get it up to temp again on Sunday, I might push for 15, but if I can get 12, I'm gonna make it work. So we're doing 12 now. All right, so it's not warm, but my shop space heater has been able to adequately get the temperature up to where I can spray. And we are in the end game here now. We currently have 12 coats applied. Oxford says 12 to 15. I'd like to overfigure rather than underfigure, so if I have to do a little bit of excessive sanding because of orange peel or something, I don't want to sand through the clear coat. And I really need to get this done this weekend because it's currently the 15th of October, which means we have just under 6 weeks to get this done. And I have to give that clear at least 2 weeks to get good and hard before I try to do anything else to that guitar, like flat sanding or anything like that. So here we go. We're gonna try and get this done today so I can then hide it somewhere in the corner in the house where it can harden up. Okay, Raiders won. Woohoo! All right. So here we are, coat number 15. This is gonna do it. This will be the last coat I need to apply. It's not getting any warmer out, so I need to get this done as soon as possible. And then as soon as this coat is done, then we can bring it in the house and hide it off in a dark, dry corner to set up and give that clear coat a couple of weeks to get good and hard, and then we can proceed with the rest of it, which is the flat sanding and the buffing and the final assembly and the rocking, which is the last part. So. Alright, well that's it for the spray coating.
15 layers?
15 layers. Oh, we'll let that set up for an hour and a half or so it's not tacky anymore, and then we'll take it in the house to let it cure. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of my madness. Click like, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.